Hey, what is up, everyone? Hope your Monday is going well. Um, let's. I'm gonna talk about a couple things, mainly the SX500. So I got a couple of them in over the weekend, and they just need some TLC along with some new batteries. Funny thing about these, these things are pretty damn new. The guy got them. I don't know. I think he said maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they rode around on them for maybe like just a little while, and then they just sat. Right. So these are some pretty good units here that I can go ahead and talk about. This will just be something for the algorithm for the Razer SX500, the Jeremy McGrath edition, along with the DC Shoes sponsor. For those of y'all that are up on game, that's Ken Block's old company, Hoonigan. Rest in peace to him, man. That guy was one gnarly driver. Um, that's a whole other conversation because I'm a motorsport junkie also. So I don't know. Maybe we'll later we'll get into some content about that. But it's just funny, man. I'm just looking at these bikes here. So I think, yeah, he said he got these a couple years ago or a few years ago. And never mind this. This is just the clasp came off over there. Um, but so these have a what appears to me to be 1,000 watt motor on board. And the reason why I say that is because I have a 1,600 watt Uber scoot over here. Let me just try to snake in through here so you can see it. See that motor right there? That's a 1,600 watt motor. These are the SX500s. So what I think we got going on here, this is the same motor out of the Uber Scoot 1,000 watt scooter. So if you guys look in my videos, there was a green Uber Scoot that I just totally rebuilt for a customer, right? I think it's the same motor. Why am I saying this? Because these are 36 volt, as you can see here. The other one I already have tore down here. So it's basically a 3 cell setup, 312 volt setup. I think these are like 12 amp. They're 10 or 12 amp hours per cell. So this is a 36 volt, 10 amp hour situation I think we got here. And the new batteries should be here tomorrow. Right. So, there's the Razer controller there. I figure I'd just go ahead and just kind of give you guys sort of like maybe like this type of view because I got the body off. Because I started just taking them apart now. Because what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to do, like, you see like that rust and all that stuff? I'm going to just clean these up. Going to lube the chains. I'm going to clean and lube the chains. As you can see, they just sat, basically. They literally just sat. Otherwise, look at the tread on this. They didn't hardly use these things. So these are relatively pretty damn good bikes. They just didn't really use them much. So they just need some TLC and some new batteries, man, and they're good to go. Yeah, this is the SX500. Now, I was gonna say, with those motors right there, you can overvolt that to a 48 volt. Now, what you'd have to do is you'd have to go with more of like an e-bike setup. I'm sorry, e-bike battery, 48 volt lithium ion setup that's built more, not for an e-scooter, but for an e-bike or something rather. Right, where it's more of a block. You would need to have a battery more configured to fit, essentially, from that right there to this right here. So a block like this, right, to go in and mesh right into there, no problem. That controller would have to go along with the throttle and the brakes or what have you. But, there's kits that you could literally just plug right in. It's a 48 volt controller, right? It would be a 48 volt controller. And you just throw the 48 volt battery in, new throttle and all that. And then next thing you know, this thing's doing about 30, Right. It already does like 20 right now, but I mean, you could probably get up to about 30, 35 on a 48 volt setup. That motor will handle it. So I don't know. I just thought this was pretty interesting, dude. These are some SX500s, and you know me. Once I get to looking inside, I go, hey, well, what could you do? You know, one other thing, and I'm still gonna get on the Uber Scoop project. You know, it's just all this tariff crap, but you know, supposedly they've come to an agreement today, so 30%. And so with that, I'm gonna have some news maybe here in the next few days. I gotta just square some stuff up, and then, but it has to do with batteries because you guys have been asking for those Razor batteries. Well, you know, now that I have an idea of what the hell's going on, I can go ahead and start getting those for you guys. So I'll give you guys a heads up here in the next few days about batteries that I'll be providing for like Razors and whatever else. You know, I try to get batteries configured in such a way where they can be used in a multitude of applications because I work on so much stuff. You want to try to have what fits what application, right? So there's ways to go about it. But yeah, with this right here, you know, if you throw just some road tires on, some Supermoto tires, you'll pick up about a mile an hour or two easily. In addition to the upgraded battery and electronics on this, and you just leave the motor and chain the same. Yeah. These are pretty cool, man. I like, you know, once I get these up and running here in the next few days, when the batteries get here, I'll make another video. But yeah, these are the Razor SX500. Okay, SX500. So that means they got the motor cooked down to 500 watts. But I think this is the 1,000 watt motor. This looks like the same one in the Uber Scoot, the 36 volt Uber Scoot. I just think the controller has it at 500. But yeah, that Mamma Jamma right there, dude, it can do some damage on 48. For sure. All right, you guys. Just wanted to point that out. This is the SX500. Oh, and for those of you guys that want to know, how do you turn it on? Right over here. Right with the charger. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me turn the little thingamadoo. Wait. Oh, gosh. Dang, this thing is on here pretty good. Oh, wait, there it goes. Come on, come on. There. There's the charge port right there, 36 volt. There's the on-off switch. Pretty simple. Razor 500. McGrath in this piece. All right, you guys. Peace.